Hi there, it's Sue here. Today I want to do a review of Bluehost. I've been waiting to do this review because boy have I got something to say about Bluehost. Don't go there. Basically right from the beginning, if you want to cut this video short, just don't go there. Go to Siteground, see my videos on Siteground. Bluehost, I was hosted with them for a year between 2015 and 2016, and it was a horrible experience right from the beginning. When I was moving, I moved from HostGator to Bluehost. I'd been with HostGator for 5 years and hadn't really had any big issues with them up until the end, which I'll do a video on. But I just decided to move because, for a start, you don't know whether other hosts are different until you try someone else. And I just had a feeling that I wasn't getting the best deal with HostGator in terms of speed and security. One of my websites ended up with somebody had managed to get into it and done something with it, and that was sending out emails. I realised eventually. So yeah, I just think that HostGator may not have been as secure as it could be. So that's why I decided to change. So what I did was I put my main site onto WP Engine because I wanted to try them out as well, even though they're a bit expensive. And I put the rest of my sites onto Bluehost. Now, when I went to move my sites over to Bluehost, I had all sorts of problems with the transfer and ended up doing it all myself, even though Bluehost said that they would, because they just weren't much help. So I should have taken that hint right at the beginning, but I'd already paid for a year's worth of hosting, so that was okay. So I got the sites on there and all was well, and then I had some problems. Bluehost is linked to the Mojo Marketplace, and at that stage Mojo Marketplace was installed with Wordpress, and so I ended up linking my Bluehost to Mojo Marketplace and logging in. My login to Mojo was through Bluehost, and it was all just kind of a bit messy, and I installed a couple of sites through the Mojo Marketplace, and one of them I had problems with where I couldn't log in and I couldn't delete it, I couldn't uninstall it, and trying to get help from Bluehost was just ridiculous. I couldn't get any help from them. Chat sessions, I was told that they would fix it up, and then nothing happened, so I ended up fixing it up myself after a couple of days. And then what happened was, one day I realised that all of my websites were down, and this was about a month or 2 months maybe before my hosting was up for renewal. And when I discovered that they were down, I realised that they'd been down for at least 2 days, probably longer. And so I tried to get onto a chat session with Bluehost and just couldn't get anyone. Sit there for an hour and there was no reply. And when I looked in different places online, it looked like other people were having the same problem. Some people had held on for 3 or 4 hours, I believe, from memory, with no reply. So I would send through support tickets and get no response. They just wouldn't come back to me. Send through another support ticket, no response. It was taking 2 or 3 days for a response to come through, and when it did, it just didn't make sense. And that was something that I'd found with Bluehost in the previous to this, was that when I put through a support ticket, they would send back the most bizarre replies that just had nothing to even do with my problems. And it was, just had to laugh, and I'll just go and find the answer myself somehow, because I just didn't get any help from them. So anyway, my sites have been down for 2 days, no response from Bluehost. I got onto Twitter and I tweeted them and got a response there straight up to say that there was something wrong with my server, and they apologised for the inconvenience and they were trying to fix it. And so another day went past, and another day went past, and still my sites were down, and still there was no response. I would just get generic responses back, just apologising for the inconvenience. There's something wrong with your server. We're fixing it as quickly as we can. No explanation, no nothing really. And so my sites ended up being down for about 5 days total, with no apology from Bluehost, no explanation. And then when they were back up again, they sent me a response to one of my tickets to say that they were back up, but I couldn't access my website still. And so I sent through another ticket, which took ages to get a reply again, and basically saying, I've got it here, that I needed to change one of the folder names because the way that they'd reinstated the sites. So when all this was happening, I wasn't even sure whether I was going to be able to ever access my sites again, because from what they had said, my websites may have been completely lost and there was no backups, and I didn't have backups either, which kind of made me realise the importance of backups. But they sent through something. Oh, the public.html, they had renamed it to public.html.restore. And so they had obviously restored the site, but then left that folder sitting like that on all my sites. So when they messaged me back, when they emailed me back, they said that I needed to change that that folder name, which I did, and then that fixed the problem. But I said to them that I was just really, really disappointed. I mean, after all that, the site's been down for days. They've restored the sites on that server. The least they could have done was either change that directory name themselves so that everybody's sites were fixed and usable and seeable, or send out an email to say that you need to do this to fix them. It was the most bizarre and most frustrating experience. Just days of sheer frustration because, not your sites all being down, not knowing whether you were going to be able to even access them again. It was just incredibly frustrating. I was just really glad that I wasn't living off those websites, that wasn't my income, because that would have been a pretty tough gig. So Bluehost, I wouldn't even consider them now. I would not recommend them in a million years. They're the worst, absolute worst hosting experience I've ever had. And just give them a miss. Don't even look. Don't even go there. Go to Siteground. Siteground are good. I've seen my video. I'll link on the end of this to my video to go and see my Siteground review. Okay, that's it. I just wanted to have. I've been wanting to have that rant since I left Bluehost a year ago, year and a half ago it must be. Okay, alrighty. Thank you for watching. I hope I didn't go on for too long. Alrighty, bye.